Okay, welcome to the third Takoradi conversation on oil and gas on the African List SiloBreaker series, exactly on the 4th of September 2009. We were exactly at this table for the full house, for the first one, and I think a couple of years later we had a zoo with the Nanankatia, the Ford Trust at Akroma Plaza. Takoradi is very important to us, and we have a very distinguished lead speaker, Mr. James Pyne, who I'm very happy to say is been inducted into the Takoradi Hall of Fame for very good reasons. Over 40 years experience in the petroleum sector, and he's an administrator who administrates engineering projects. Or what do you call it technically?
That's an engineering business manager.
Engineering business manager. He had experience in the North Sea, the burden of the Channel Tunnel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and our first discussant who is seated right next to him. And I'm very happy to say he's also an inductee of the Takoradi Hall of Fame. Very, as you can see, stylish lawyer, Mr. Seth Awuku, of the leading company lawyers in Takoradi. I mean, since I've been organizing this, any good company that I go to, I'm told that the lawyer is Seth. Right? Our internet supplier, CTSL, for instance, immediately they saw you, they say, oh, that's a lawyer. Everywhere I go, that's a lawyer. So Seth was making a lot of money. Well, without further ado, I will call on Mr. Pyne to make a brief statement.
Thank you very much, Amos. Thank you both, my guest. Just give a brief, he's told you quite a bit, but just give you a brief background about myself. I was born in Berry. I went to St. John's School, and I furthered my education after my A-levels in Ghana, mostly in England. So I've lived there for virtually all my life. And I got involved with oil and gas over there. And ever since, that has been my profession. Until I retired and I came home about 7 years ago. I've been talking to Amos regarding quite a few substances that we need to talk about. And then this idea came that he wants someone to really sort of talk about the gas. Taking the petroleum out of it, part of it, because I think we've already spoken about the petroleum quite a few times. One of the most important bit of it is the gas, which a lot of people probably in Ghana don't have an idea what is it all about. Because what we hear is this are travel gas, and then the electricity and doing so. But then, there are so many issues about the gas that I think we need to start selling it out to the people in Ghana. And then for them to know that what is sitting out there now in our trouble is probably being clouded in just producing electricity by this pipeline that's going to Atlantic. But there are other things that needs to come out later, which is the byproducts that gas really give us, which a lot of people, don't envisage that this is, we're sitting on a gold mine. But how it's going to be handled is another problem. I don't want to go into the political issues and all that, but I just want to give you a basic technical part of what is really the gases and the derivatives that come out of it. I've made a few notes up here, so I'll just read some of this. And it says that what can be manufactured from natural gas? It says natural gas burns very well. Therefore, it is mostly used for generating electricity and thermal energy. However, it can also be used to make fertilizers, fuel, paint, and many other items. Significant volumes of gas are also used in the metallurgical department. Here, the natural gas is also used as an energy source for heating blast furnaces. Now, you hear the word green fuel. And what do they mean by that? Since about half of the gas supplied in Russia falls on energy companies and public utilities. Even there are no gas-powered stoves or water heaters in the house, electricity and hot water are most likely produced with the use of natural gas. Now, if you go to places like England, most homes have got gas supplies. Virtually every home has got a gas supply. There they don't use cylinders. The gas pipelines have been laid right across the whole country. So everyone has got gas in the house, which it's used virtually 24/7. For instance, especially in the winter still. Lloyd here will tell you, he's lived in Canada for a long time, so he'll be able to tell you. But if you don't have gas, electricity in your house, you'll freeze to death. Secondly, we use it to produce hot water. The hot water in England is like a gold mine. You know? Even during the summer when the weather is really hot, you still need hot water, to really survive out there. So that's some of the stuff that says natural gas is the most environmentally friendly hydrocarbon fossil fuel. Only water and carbon dioxide dissolve from its combustion. So when you burn it, the only byproduct, back thing that can come out is water and carbon dioxide. While in the production of oil and coal, what you get is soot and ash, which is very, very detrimental. So you don't really have, much environmental impact in the burning of gas. In addition, the emission of the greenhouse carbon dioxide while combustion of natural gas is the lowest, due to which it is called green fuel. It is clean. Gas is the most popular fuel in the power industry of large cities, as it is environmentally friendly in its performance. Natural gas can be used as a motor fuel. Here in Ghana, some taxis and drivers use gas. But look at the crude way that they do it. The gas cylinders that is being put in there and all that. And sometimes I really cringe thinking about, if there was a leak in that taxi and someone is sitting on there and just parks, it can blow the whole taxi up. But it can be done properly. Natural gas can also be used as motor fuel. Compressed or pressurized methane costs half as much as petrol with the octane number of 76, which extends the life of most car engines and can improve the urban ecology as well. Engine powered by natural gas complies with the 0.4. There is a substance environmental standard. It's called 0.4, and it complies with it. And gas can be used for the conventional vehicle, as well as for agriculture, water, air, and railway transport. Now, what is gasoline separation? Primarily, gas processing takes place at gas processing plants. Apart from methane, natural gas also contains different admixtures, which must be separated. These are nitrogen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, helium, and water vapors. Therefore, gas at gas processing plant is primarily cleaned and dried. Gas is then compressed to a pressure required for processing. And our gasoline compressor to a pressure requires processing. After separation from gas, unstable gas oil is supplied to gas fractionation unit to extract light hydrocarbons such as ethane, propane, butane, and pentane. These products also become a feedstock for further processing. So you can see that the chain is so large. The propane-butane mixture is a finished product by itself. It is pumped into cylinders and used as household fuels. That's what happens here. People do that. The other stuff that can come out from the gas is paint, glue, and vinegar. I bet you're surprised. Glue. Yeah, glue. Yeah. This methanol is produced from natural gas. It is used as an agent for preventing hydrate clogs that are formed in pipelines at low temperatures. When this is talking about gas in Russia, where the temperatures can literally drop to minus, but it still needs to keep going. So you need to have substance in there that cannot clog, but it will keep on flowing. That's why they use that. This methanol can also become a feedstock for manufacturing more complex chemical substances like formaldehyde, insulation materials, varnishes, paint, glue, fuel additives, and acetic acid, which is vinegar. This mineral fertilizers, which is one of the biggest things that we need to talk about, are produced from natural gas by means of several chemical conversions. At the first stage, it's ammonia. The process of ammonia production is similar to gas to liquid processing, but different catalysts, pressures, and temperatures are required. This ammonia in itself is a fertilizer, and is also used as a coolant in refrigeration. As feedstock for production of nitrogen compounds such as nitric acid, ammonium nitrate, and carbon monoxide. So in a nutshell, this is the word gas. But start going into it, there's a whole lot of stuff that is going to come out. And we in Ghana, especially Western region, and in particular Sekondi-Takoradi, we should start looking at it, because all the stuff is in our land up here. What is going to happen to all these byproducts that will come up? The Atuaba gas at the moment is being used primarily to produce electricity, going straight to our body. If we start looking and asking, what will be the byproduct that's come up from that? No one seems to talk about it. But we need to let our people out there know that there is a gold mine that we start looking at. Now, then the other item that people talk about is, how do we get jobs over there? At the moment, a whole lot of people should start looking at how they're going to invest money in this byproduct. Can Ghanaian companies do it? That's number one question. Or do they have to come from people from outside with their money to come and build this, and then take our money out of it later? Yeah? I'm very interested. I went up to the Travel Gas Project website. Just read and find out what this whole thing is about. I mean, you'll be interested to know. These are some of the questions that they put on their website, and they've given answers to them as well. The first one was, when was Ghana Gas set up? I'm sure that a lot of us don't know. It says Ghana Gas was incorporated in July 2011. Now, if you look at the incorporation and the time it's taken for it to be built and the financing that goes on, I know that there was a slippage. And in the engineering business, when they talk about slippage, you've got a schedule that within 2 years I'll be able to finish this project. And it's going to cost me X amount of money. Now, if it slips, that means the cost is getting bigger and bigger. And then, will it be very profitable for it to run at a specific time to make money for us? So we need to look at that. And I think the government should be quite straight and just tell everybody that this is the problem. And they say, why was Ghana Gas formed? And the answer was Ghana Gas was set up following recommendations by a gas development task force that was commissioned by the late President Mills to build, own and operate infrastructure required for the gathering, processing, transporting, marketing of natural gas resource in the country. It's a huge concept about the whole thing. But now, if you read that, the first question is, has it been fulfilled? Has it been fulfilled? Yeah, fulfilled. Right? And the answer is no, because you and I even don't know whether even we can get bottled gas from what is being produced out there now. We don't know.
That are supplying.
Yeah.
They're supplying LPG. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're supplying LPG. That's brilliant. But how big is this project? Give you an idea. I worked with Qatar Petroleum, and we've got two gas companies, Qatar Gas and Ras Gas, purely formed to sort of run the gas in Qatar. And that's not only thing. They've got its own harbor, its own shipping companies, its own transportation and everything. So it's totally a concept that is being handled. So the gas, as far as the Qatar world is concerned, it is their mainstay now. But they've got a huge supply of gas out there. And the way they've done it, it's difficult really to say that they don't make money. And if you remember, I think the president and Nantarag went to Qatar the other day. Right? They were all looking forward to whether they can get gas to buy out there. I know the answer. They couldn't. The reason being is gas in Qatar is being sold way ahead. So they've got a market there already. So a small country like Ghana comes up and supply us with gas. And the answer will be no, because it's too little for them to supply. And it says here, well, Ghana Gas retail LPG. Now they're doing it as far as. So where is the gas processing plant situated? It's situated at Atwabo. An interesting one was, why was the site changed from Pyne to Atwabo? There was a whole lot of dispute about where it was sited. But then the answer was the decision to relocate Ghana's first gas processing plant from Pyne to Atwabo is due to technical and geodetic reasons. So they've left it there. They don't expand it any further than that. So you pick up and say, well, what does it mean? What is the word they use up here? I want to give you the right. Oh yeah, geodetic reason. That's what I've never heard of. I've been in this
geodetic engineering.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Says the next one is, why is the gas pipeline constructed from Atwabo to Abuazi? I mean, the answer is straight. Do you know how long it is from there to Abuazi? How far? It's 111 kilometers. A gas pipeline is being constructed from Abuazi, where the GPP, which is the gas processing plant, is to be situated, to Abuazi, to feed VRA gas-fired power plants to generate electricity. Will Ghana extend the pipeline to other areas of the country? That's another question.
Well, the government is intervene there.
Yeah.
There's a second phase of Atwabo being planned. And as I understand it, they are going to establish a liquefied gas plant so that I guess they will transport the gas, I don't know whether by ship or by truck to Tema.
To Tema?
Yes. to the power plant, other power plants.
Power.
But can they explain to us briefly what the liquefied plant entails?
The LPG, the liquefied, it's got, that's the processing when all this stuff has been taken out, and then the remaining one, which is being used for home consumption, and the part of the gas, taxis, and all that. That is the liquefied, propane gas, LPG. And let me say something here. How much gas will Ghana receive from the Jubilee partners? It's only on the Jubilee partners we're talking now. We're not talking about that ENI. Is it ENI?
No, ENI is different.
It's totally different,
yeah,
isn't
much
it?
bigger.
Exactly, that is big. And it says the Ghana Gas Express will receive about 70 to 120 mmS PPD from the Jubilee partners. An interesting part, probably a lot of people also don't know, that when they started, the FPSO came out and they started drilling for oil. One of the byproducts was gas. And there were two ways of handling it. Either you flare it, free burning, or you put it back in there. And the whole idea of pumping it back into the gas is to help in getting the gas out. But you can't keep doing it for a long time. Because immediately it piles up, it reduces your pressure of the gas coming out. So that is one of the good things that they are putting this guy's pipeline that comes straight into our truck. So it's a good thing that they did. The most important bit, it says on here, does Ghana has a local content policy? That is the bit that we as people in the Western region, you should look at quite seriously.
And so also since that was a major part of our team, very important for discussion.
And they say, yes, we do. Our local content policy reflects our commitment to capacity building, value addition, and employment generation within the industry. Brilliant two sentences. But can they expand it a bit more? How many Ghanaians have been engaged on the project? And it says over 500 Ghanaians have been engaged on the project in various areas of skilled and unskilled employment. How is Ghana Gas managing the expectation of local youth, especially in the project-affected communities? We are committed to stakeholder management and have employed local community team liaisons who provide a feedback loop between the company and the community. The Community Affairs Department keeps abreast of community issues and uses data gathered by CLAs to inform the content of sensitization programs within the community as a result of such exercises. The host communities, specifically the youth, are well versed in the areas of benefits that can expect from a project such as ours. I would like to really, have a discussion with some of the youth out there to really ask if this answer that they've given is really effective. Because you go down there, I've been to our trouble one time. I was looking at people out there. It is being built by the Chinese, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is the way things work. A lot of these people out there need what we call a specialized people, especially even on the FPSO as well. Has Ghana got that specialty people? No, we haven't.
The point is, I've been to Atuabo as well, and it appears to me the process is hugely automated. I mean, the gas plant itself cannot really employ many people.
No. You see, because they're using a technology, the recent technology, where virtually you press a button or to start work, and people sit in the office looking at the computers, and then if there's a problem, they can see and go and look for it. And majority of the people who work out there are expatriates. Right? Because the Ghana Gas Company, how old is it? 2011?
Yeah.
Right, so now, how many expertise have they got? Majority of the people, even the people, the management, the top management themselves out there, how many of them have got the experience to run in such a project? So But it seems like it's a more sort of political appointments than anything. But the technical men are the ones that they bring from outside. Because the company which is building it hasn't got the time and the effort and the money to sort of train you. So they've got agents all over the world. And all they need is, I need an engineer. Within 2 days, that engineer will be flown to Ghana to come and take the job. And then the few Ghanaians that they've got out there, even probably on the same par with the expatriates, are not being given the right money. So, what do? You get problems all the time of people feeling, well, I'm doing the same job, but I'm not getting paid the proper salary. Same thing happened on that FPSO. Remember when we had these people from MODEC were complaining. You know, it's interesting when you go to Atlantic and you go and sit down there for lunch, you see the type of people coming in. They've all arrived.
And we are all Atlantic buddies.
And they're all foreigners. One of the things that hit Takoradi, and I was so amazed, all of a sudden, people living in houses were being thrown out. Because I want to give my house to somebody working in the oil and the gas. And a small room that used to be charged.
If I might intervene,
yeah.
I think that is a bit exaggerated.
Yeah.
Because in September 2009, when we came, this complex over there, the one in front of the Golden Tiller, was being built. There was supposed to be a block of flats, furnished flats. He has been abandoned.
Of course.
Because there's not enough demand.
No. See, the reason being is, these companies, feeling very comfortable because every position that they've got what they call a back-to-back. He can't keep employing you as you for 31 days. No. You go on there, you do about 14 days. You have to break and come home. So they have to get them accommodation. It's easier for them to go to Accra and rent all the rooms out. Is that right? We'll pay you at the end of the month. But one room is being used by 2 people. Whilst one is working, the other one is resting in the room. So they do what they call back-to-back. So there's no need to go and furnish and buy, have that property out there. My next door neighbor, I saw him building his house. And then one day I called him and I said, hey, he seems to be in a real. He said, oh, yes, because I'm going to give it to the oil people. And I said, my friend, I live in Mpinton. No one, oil company is coming to take this house from you. And I'm telling you.
And let's explain. Let's explain the geography of Mpinton a bit.
Mpinton is after Kojokro. It's on the road to Eshiam. How many oil guys will come and live out? So his house is now abandoned. He hasn't even finished building it. So he knows that the bubble is burst. It's gone. Now look at the companies that are working on both the oil and the gas industry. They're virtually all relocated to Ivory Coast. Why? Because of the cost of running business here is so high. And they will not be going there to employ people and put them in rooms up there. It's cheaper over there. So they've virtually gone. So the adage of calling Sekondi-Takoradi an oil city makes me laugh. It's totally laughable. I've lived in, I would say, about 4 oil and gas cities, right? Aberdeen, Stavanger, Norway itself, right, and Qatar. And you can literally see that this is an oil city. But here, look at the filth. Terrible. So the time has come, we need to. I was talking to lawyer Seth the other day, when we were at Atlanta. And I'm talking about it is this, look, do you remember that a chief, who's supposed to look after his own people, go and negotiate for this company. They come and run ABIP in this world at this time. And here we sit down there, they give him is it a 4x4 or what? A pickup. And he's so happy.
building a KVIP.
Exactly. You know? Why should people not use water closet in their own places? Why don't you enhance the people of the country? Because you're getting money out of those places. So, in a nutshell, I like us to discuss this now as an open forum, right? And please, don't feel, ask questions and whatever we want to talk about. Are we getting value for money? Is this Atuabo gas now going to be expanded so much to take care of all the things that I've said up here? When will it happen? That's the first question. And if it happens, are the people going to benefit? So that's my brief for the meeting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Without further ado, I'll move on right to lawyer Seth Awuku. And I'm sure you will interrogate. Mr. Pyne has given us technical terms, but he's also gone into the local development aspects of it. As a Takoradi lawyer, I'm sure you are quite involved in a number of companies and co. Maybe if you could emphasize the local development aspect a bit more for us.
Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm highly privileged to have an opportunity to discuss this local development in our country, namely the oil and gas, or especially the gas situation. But I'm more interested to ask a fundamental question. To what extent is this gas promoting the good of our society? Can we ask ourselves, with all the hula baloo, or all the talk, is it making a change in our lives? And if so, what are we doing to meet the emerging gas development in our region? And I think when you ask these questions, I think one fundamental thing that we have to bear in mind is education and development. Education and development. I remember one of my clients, an expert corporate client, company client, that is set up here. I think they are still here, and they are into oil-related services. Now, all their big men or people in top positions are all white brothers and sisters, all white people. There wasn't any local representation. So I told them, look, you must get local personnel. Currently, we have a local content bill. I don't know whether it's been passed into law.
Yeah, I think it has.
It has, yes. We need to have local content in your company. Involve local personnel. And I recall the issue that always came up with skills. And those of us who had opportunity, like Mr. Pyne, those of us who had an opportunity to live abroad for some time and have an exposure to the white European and North American world, there are certain skills that are fundamental to building a good business or building a good society for that matter. One is how to plan. You've got to plan well. You've got to organize well. You've got to control well. And if I'll give you an example, if we are to say, look, we need a bunch of Ghanaian or African brothers to go and do a project, let's say this dilapidated or abandoned swimming pool right behind us.
Of which we need investors.
Of which we need investors. But we are going to invest, we are going to hire local people to come and do it. Yes, we set ourselves a target of, say, 3 months to finish. We start work at 6 o'clock. People will come at 7 o'clock. And when they come at 7 o'clock, they don't come to start right the way. They will come and then they will bring their food and then come and eat, change their clothes and start the work at about 8 o'clock. Now 2 hours is already gone. 2 hours is already gone. Then if they are to finish at 5 o'clock, they will finish at 4 and all that. So you can see that we don't respect time, which is an essential component of planning. We don't appreciate timing and how to use it properly and effectively. Because if you're going to succeed, you have to know how to plan your lives. That's an essential component of skill development. Then the other thing is organization, making sure you're well organized. You mean what you say what you mean. But here, for example, there's a saying in our society, you cannot be living in a society that is attitude. That is one of the major problems we have in our society. If we are going to develop, let us allow ourselves to be mobility. Are you with me? So that if you are having a problem, I can help you. But you don't let wide genuine secret adibia one putting we are if so we see a suma, it affects so many people. So we should be far freer. It supports many people. That's how you build a good society. In other words, we have to learn to support each other, encourage each other, be there for each other. As a group, we should learn how to work as a team, not as a group necessarily, as a team. And working as a team means that being open, being honest, being clear, being supportive of one another. Are you with me? As when Mr. Pyne was speaking, he said,